Welcome to another great episode of Lion and the Truth. Just as we started, we see the fake guy with a shopping cart and a walker. Been busy in life, doing a lot of traveling. You guys know I'm a traveling electrician. Sometimes I do it every day, sometimes I'll stay overnight. I do a lot of the same things a lot of other people do is they camp out. I do it Airbnbs or have the bed in my car. I use 24-hour fitness, which is right around the corner here. So people always say there's not work. Man, you come to the Bay Area, I'm here in Sunnyvale right now, in San Jose, there is so much work. Work that makes like $80,000 or more a year. Come on, join us. I drive often, and I always say, like, I will not judge you by your race or gender. I will not judge you by your race or gender when you're driving, but I will harshly judge you if your license plate is from out of state. I'm like, come on, Texas, get your shit together. Go big, just go home, please. I'm trying to get home. Get out of my way. Or you got a license plate frame. Stevens Creek, it makes sense. Buy that piece of shit from Stevens Creek. How about you just pull over so I can drive past you, Anyways, that's what I'm always thinking about. It's pretty awkward always being out here, but it is what it is. I take a little bit of a risk. I've been hitting up the open mic scene around here, trying to get to a couple places. Rooster Teeth Feathers is down the street. It closed down, so they're not open anymore, but that's where it used to be. I'm literally like, 2 miles, a mile away from Rooster Teeth Feathers. Miss Pat played there. There's a bunch of other people I've seen. I can't remember the name. I follow them on Instagram. So it's not the greatest story ever. But it is what it is. Here I'm going through my list since I'm out on the road. Brennan Schaub. You guys all hear the stories of Brennan Schaub. If you guys don't know, Brennan Schaub's a piece of shit. Puts on a good show, but besides the show, I guess he's a piece of shit. I've seen his comedy live because I really like Brian Callen, and I do like the show. I've listened to Fighter the Kid for a long period of time. I could never get into like Below the Belt, anything just Brennan Schaub, no. Matter of fact, when Brian Callen left the show and it was Fighter and the Kids, and they had the other two sidekicks, it wasn't that great. I like Malik B, and Chappelle Lacey's okay, but I think Chappelle Lacey is no longer even on the show. I haven't seen him there either. But I don't listen to the show. I stopped watching it once I heard him attack Bobby Lee and be drastically offended by the Reddit post. And he calls people soy boys and people getting canceled easily, and then he's having his issue. I hope that square right there is not on my recording. Let's see here. There we go. Take it there. There we go. See how that works out, huh? So, hopefully it goes away. But if it's on there, and that's what happens sometimes when you're away from the home studio. Get these little boxes on my face. I'll throw some effects on it. But yeah, so I don't follow Brennan Schaub anymore. Joe Rogan, I really like Joe Rogan, but even his stuff has gotten very like Texas, almost like propaganda-ish. So I'm not following that crap. But if he has someone good on, I've been watching it. Andrew Schultz, all his stuff has been good. I've been really getting into, I guess it's weird for me to talk about someone else's show, but the Howard Stern, I've been still watching a lot of segments on Howard Stern. The Hillary Clinton interview, man, if you got time, turn this off, go listen to Howard Stern and Hillary Clinton. That is a great one. I've been listening to small segments after small segments. I was thinking, I saw the story the other day about this young kid. He was in his 20s. And it was a big article, and they did a documentary about him, an Instagram page, and all that, bullshit. And they were talking about he traveled from the West Coast to the East Coast with nothing but a dog and a backpack. And I was thinking, well, isn't he just a homeless person? Like, instead of constantly moving, he stopped. If he'd have stopped, he'd been homeless. But he was constantly moving. So he was on an adventure. So the difference between a homeless person and maybe someone who's adventurous is the fact that they're telling you where they're going. Cops just drove through. Yesterday, or just today, when I came to the gym, the car got broken into. I walked up on the guy, and he was in the car himself. See if the cop's gonna come talk to me. But he was at his car, broken glass. I was like, "What's going on?" But cops backing in and hiding, seeing what he's gonna do. 5-0, Sunnyvale cops. It's always good for them to watch out for everybody. But oh, another thing I was thinking about. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, back to this. On the move, adventure. You stop, homeless person, Texans hate you. So that's how it goes. Okay. As long as you're traveling, you are an adventurer, and you have to have an Instagram page too. So get an Instagram page, and these non-adventurer homeless people. Well, no. Anyways, another point I was trying to see here was, when I grew up as a kid, everybody dressed the same pretty much. There's only like, a couple stores, and we all bought the same shit. Only thing that would make anything different was people had different shoes. If someone had Vans or someone had ponies, it was like it made you different what kind of shoes you had. And as time got on, you see these TV shows where this guy, like Grease 2, I believe Grease 2 was this boring blonde-haired kid. He wanted to be a cool kid. He bought a broken down motorcycle, wore a helmet with the goggles on. Once you put the goggles on, people don't know who you are. It's like a fucking mask, a full mask, but they just covered his eyes, and I was like, oh my God, who's this guy? But he changed his look from, boring guy to biker guy, and all of a sudden everybody liked him. There was so many movies where the guys like, you just gotta change your style, and it went from normal guy to flashy guy. Even in the movie, I think it was a Heartbreak Kid, or no, it was a Pizza Guy, one of those Jack Dempsey movies, and his style wasn't cool, and the girl dressed him up, and now he dressed cool, so he was cooler. And I think through time, guys have always felt worried, or they didn't want to dress up like a person. And there was only like two different people. It was normal guy, cowboy guy, and guy who from the hood, and you have poor guy. But now we have all kinds of guys. We got cowboy guy, we got racist white Republican guy, we got hippie guy who only wears tie-dye, we got the guy who still sags his pants, he's never going to give up 1990 guy, we got really short wearing guy, we got the guy who only wears Crocs everywhere guy. Like, people have an identity and dressed in their look, which is basically male drag, right? Like, so when they go and they wear the camouflage or whatever it is, that's like male drag. They don't want to say it is, but that's what it is. Like me, I don't have a, like, you can be like, oh, I know what you are. I'm like, I got a shirt. I don't even know where, I think I bought this shirt. I think my wife bought me this shirt, for all I know. But all these people doing dress up, it's just another version of drag. But just because you're not dressing up like a woman, they're dressing up like something else. I don't know, example, you go to high school with somebody, that's just Billy, he was in your class next to you, and then all of a sudden, you see him 10 years later, and he's hardcore rocker guy. He has these old rocker t-shirts on that happened at a time in high school, but he don't have them now. How does it happen? It's like a time period, like what happened? Like you transitioned, well, I figured out who I was. You figured out who you like to dress up as. You dress up male drag, you're rocker drag, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's hard to dedicate yourself to that all the time. Like, I've always wanted to say, when I graduated high school, I started playing music, and it became a big thing about who I was. No, sorry, it make a big difference in my life. It didn't make who I was change. I wasn't like all of a sudden wearing like guitar shirts. Plus, I didn't have a lot of guitars, and the guitar I had was cheap, and I'm only going to wear a shirt from the stuff I wear. I'm not stuff I hope I have. Like, I hope I have a Ferrari. I wear a Ferrari shirt. Like, that's very weird. So once you just wear a picture of a house, wouldn't you rather have a house than the Ferrari? If you had a house, then you get the Ferrari. Anyways, long story. Okay. So, never been that kind of guy, like dressed like a rocker guy. Just gotta be myself guy. I find clothes I like, and then you see people who like, yeah, they got the pants with the zippers and they got chains on them, and they're the rocker. You gotta do that all the time. Like, what if you just gonna go normal place, or you go into a baseball game, you're still dressing like rocker guy. You dress rocker guy, but you got the uniform on. Like, the whole thing gets a little kind of iffy. I keep on adding some ISO as I go. Hopefully, like I said, the square goes off. This camera supposedly goes like 15 minutes, and then it overheats. But it's a nice, cool area right now. Temperature, let me see here. I'll have to rub it into wherever you guys are at. But California, San Jose, it is 74 and 8 o'clock. Right now, home run derby's going on. I'm gonna later get together and edit my stuff, get all this stuff together. I have to go edit. I have a sports show. By the way, you guys watching me on TV? If you're local in Fresno, I think it's 8 o'clock. My segment's usually on around 8:30. I'm on about 3 or 4 times a week. Depends on how often I could do it. I'm here, so like I got to set up a situation for a green screen. That would have been a great idea. But I gonna get maybe a studio or some kind of storage here so I can record more often here. These birds are trying to get their little spot, but yeah. So hopefully get some more stuff going. I'm trying to get into the flow. I've been working up in the Bay Area for almost 4 years now. I used to drive back every day, and it depends where the job is. Sometimes I can get back a little earlier, 6:30. Depends how things go, But as I get used to the drive, and then my setup here, because I have pretty much I have all the gear randomly spread out. I got all the studio stuff that I had in my studio, and I've put that away in a storage, and then I have a single camera and a single mic. So that's what I typically record on when I'm at home, or if I'm here on the road, I need to record, I'll record with that here. So that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, 1 second. Imagine, yeah. I was thinking too, also, crazy thoughts, When life started, people first saw things, like they saw, let's say, they saw a bear cub, and they're like, wow, there's a bear cub. And then they saw a full-size bear, and they're like, oh my shitness. Baby cub thing turns into huge bear. And then they see all kinds of animals. Like, okay, there's like a baby version and a big version, just like humans, right? And then they see an ant or a fucking wasp, and they're like, oh no, all these are the same size. There must be bigger ones somewhere else. They're gonna fuck us up. There must be bigger wasps or bigger ants. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And keep it going. Yeah, if you're not watching the Trump January 6th hearings, oh my God, it's crazy. It's a historic moment. There's still going to be this huge mass of people. The reason why you should watch it, because there'll be a huge mass of people who don't believe it, and it's going to be like a consistent life conversation that you'll have with people. What do you think about the hearings? Oh, I didn't believe it. I don't watch it. I can't believe that person got arrested. So it's going to be interesting going forward. But I'm going to do shorter segments of this when I'm on the road right now. I'm setting up things for home. Everything's on a little transition. I'm moving things. I got these ideas and these plans, but I had to refocus. Get attacked by birds. So you have the right to your house. If you know Kung Fu and a bird comes to your house, you have the right to hide yard and protect yourself. Anyways, yeah. So I'm trying to do more stand-up in around here in the Bay Area. So I'm trying to transition this to a different kind of. I'm still doing the podcast, things going on, but I'm trying to add more. It's difficult. So I've been digging deep and making plans. That's where I haven't posted since June. Hey, so keep it going. Yeah. So more comedy bits. I'm sick of people who comedy bits who take eat edibles. That's a bitch ass move. Don't talk